I've been in this sport for over 30 years. I've seen players come and go. I've seen talent that burned bright and faded, and I've seen talent that changed the sport forever. And when I tell you that Alex Eala is different, I need you to understand that. I am not saying that casually. I am saying that because I've watched her, studied her, and felt something watching her play that I haven't felt in a very long for a 21-year-old. And we don't fully appreciate what it means to have the game she has at that age, the maturity in her decision-making.
Halfway around the world, a young girl growing up in the Philippines used to sit in front of a television screen and watch two sisters change the sport of tennis forever. She had no way of knowing that one day she would share a locker room with them, let alone earn a nod from the most decorated player the game has ever produced. For months, the tennis world has been asking the same question. When would Serena Williams, owner of 23 Grand Slam singles titles, the woman whose name is shorthand for greatness itself, finally say something about the rise of Alex Eala? That silence has now cracked open, and it happened in a way nobody expected. To understand why this moment matters, you first need to understand how close Eala already was to the Williams family before a single word was ever said. It began with Venus, the elder sister, a 7-time Grand Slam singles champion and 14-time major doubles champion, paired up with Eala at the Bad Homburg Open in Germany just weeks before the DC Open. The chemistry was instant. They reached the quarterfinals together, and Venus, a player who has shared a court with nearly every legend of the modern game, called the experience one of the best partnerships she has had. Eala responded with visible emotion online, saying she never imagined she would get to compete beside someone she had admired her whole life, and that she felt lucky to learn from her. That was only the opening chapter. Days later at Wimbledon, Eala made history as the first Filipina to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam singles tournament in the Open era, a milestone that instantly reshaped how the tennis world talked about her potential. Venus was watching from afar, and she celebrated the achievement publicly, calling Eala her doubles partner and cheering her milestone with genuine enthusiasm. Venus's husband shared the moment too, capturing the 7-time champion's reaction with a caption dedicated entirely to Eala, a small gesture that spoke volumes about how closely the Williams family had already begun following her career. The partnership between Venus and Eala did not end in Germany either. At the Wimbledon DC Open in Washington, the two reunited for doubles, and the tournament's own social media accounts framed the reunion as something inspiring across generations, sharing footage of the pair training together in the days before the event. Eala later spoke about what she absorbed from that week, describing Venus's work ethic and grounded personality as something she tried to soak in completely, treating every practice session as a lesson from someone who had already conquered the sport she was still trying to master. But Serena stayed quiet. The younger Williams' sister, the one many call the greatest player of all time, had not said a word. Until her message arrived through the most trusted voice in her camp, Rick Macci, the coach who helped shape both Williams sisters when they were young prodigies. When Macci speaks about a player, people in this sport listen, because his eye for talent has been proven again and again. What he posted about Eala stopped people in their tracks. He described her game as one built on reading the ball rather than intimidating the opponent, on stealing time from her rivals by taking the ball early and cutting angles inside the baseline. He praised her clean, simple strokes off both wings, her calm mind paired with relentless intensity, and joked that she treats second serves like breakfast. On hard courts, he wrote, she finds another gear entirely, and he predicted she would finish inside the top 5 by year's end. That alone was a striking claim, since Eala currently sits at 28th in the world, a climb of 23 spots in only 5 months. He did not stop there, either. Macci called her one of the very best he has seen at taking the ball early and clean, and said a top 10 ranking is close, with multiple Grand Slam titles likely to follow soon after. Coming from the man who coached Serena to 23 majors, that is not casual praise. It is a professional judgment built on decades of watching greatness up close. His boldest line of all concerned her serve, which he said only needs better biomechanics to unlock more power, and if that happens, he believes she could eventually sit at number 1 in the world. This connection between Eala and the Williams family runs far deeper than one coach's post. Just weeks before her breakthrough in Washington, Eala found herself sharing space with Serena at the Queen's Club Championships in London, and she admitted it still felt surreal to compete on tour at the same time as her childhood idol. She said it would be an honor just to be nearby, even without a single interaction. Serena, for her part, had clearly been paying attention to the same rivals troubling Eala, joking about the tough Czech competitors she had faced throughout her own career. Then came the near miss that had fans buzzing. At Wimbledon 2026, the draw briefly put Eala and Serena on a collision course for a potential second-round meeting. Eala, seeded 29th, said she was thrilled at the possibility and would give everything she had if it happened. It never did. Serena withdrew from the singles draw with an injury, and the dream match was postponed rather than cancelled. Everything came full circle at the DC Open, where Venus and Eala reunited for doubles, and the tournament's own chairman noted that the vast majority of ticket inquiries centered on Eala alone, a level of drawing power the Williams sisters know intimately from their own careers. It was in the middle of that triumphant week that Serena's silence finally broke, through Macci's words traveling across social media. What makes this moment so significant is not just what was said, but who said it. This is a coach who built two of the greatest careers tennis has ever seen, who has also worked with legends like Maria Sharapova and Jennifer Capriati. When someone with that resume predicts multiple majors and a #1 ranking, it is not enthusiasm speaking, it is expertise. Look at where Eala started and where she stands now. Not long ago she was simply grateful to share a tournament with her idol, unsure she would ever be noticed. Today, Venus calls her a favorite partner, and Serena's own mentor calls her the future of the sport. The torch is not being passed with a trophy or ceremony, but the message from the Williams camp is unmistakable all the same. The road ahead includes the Canadian Open in Toronto and the US Open looming not far behind. But on that afternoon in Washington, a 21-year-old from Manila did something no Filipino player had ever done. She beat the best competition the world could offer, lifted the biggest trophy of her young career, and proved that this dream, once confined to a television screen halfway around the globe, is only beginning to unfold. The silence has broken, the Williams family has publicly taken notice, and Alex Eala's story is still being written, one tournament and one endorsement at a time. If this journey has captivated you the way it has captivated the tennis world, stay close for whatever comes next, because momentum like this rarely slows down.